AITA for throwing my sister and her son out of my house? I, 35M, am a single father of 3 boys. 10M, 7M and 3M. Their mother died last year due to ovarian cancer. It has been a rough year to say the least. My sister got divorced 6 months ago and temporarily moved in with me and the boys. She has a son, my nephew, 9M, who stays with us most of the time. My nephew and my 10YRO are not the best of friends, but so far they got along fine apart from some teasing from both sides. A few weeks ago my 10YRO started telling me that his cousin was bullying him and being mean to him. He called him names, pushed him around, took his video games, etc. I talked to my sister many times and told her to talk to her son. We talked to the boys together and things settled down. Yesterday was my 3YRO's birthday, so my whole family was here and my late wife's family as well. It was extremely emotional for everyone, because it was the first birthday since my wife's been gone. The boys, 10YRO and 9YRO, started fighting again and I asked them both to calm down and behave. My son started crying and told me his cousin teased him about him not having a mom. I choked up and asked my nephew if that was true, and he said yes, but that he's sorry. I figured I'd have a proper talk with him and my sister after the party. So I just told him what he said was really awful and he cannot say it again. I comforted my son and we went back to the party. Before we cut the cake, my sister came yelling at me, saying I had no business disciplining her child. I told her to drop it and we'll talk later. Instead she said, besides, he's right, kids need a mom. I had tears in my eyes by that time and she just said, see, it's even turning you into a PUY. My in-laws were crying. I was tearing up. The kids were upset. Just awful. I told her to stop it and just leave me and the kids and the family to cut the cake and we will talk in the evening. She said, listen, we both lost our spouses, but at least I'm still a normal person. She stormed off. After the party I told her she has 2 days to pack her shit and leave. She is begging me not to throw her out, because she and her kid will be homeless. AITA for throwing her out? NTA. Your wife died. That's significantly different from being divorced. Good job protecting your children from her poisonous attitude. And crying due to grief is hardly being a $SSY. So good on you for showing your boys that. NTA. What the hell is she talking about? Does she have no sympathy? We both lost our spouses, ma'am. You chose to lose yours. And now it sounds like she's choosing to lose her relationship with you too. She has no right to treat you and your children that way. Anyway, I'm so sorry for your loss. And a belated happy birthday to your son. Sending lots of love. NTA. Your kids are grieving. You're grieving. None of you need an inconsiderate and selfish relative in your home telling you how to handle your grief, especially in front of your kids. You tried to be civil and have the necessary conversation later on, but she insisted and insulted you, your late wife, with her comments. And if anyone calls you an asshole for kicking them out, tell them to take her in. How would they feel if she said that about their dead relative? Sorry for your loss. May your wife's memory be a blessing to all who loved her. NTA. A boundary was not just crossed. It was nuked. I wouldn't want to talk to that person again. Ever. NTA. You didn't both lose your spouses. Hers still exists. Walking around alive. Absolutely not at all the same thing. Her pussy comment and whatnot. Nope. She should have been way less shitty if she was concerned about being homeless with her child. Instead, she was rude and inconsiderate and judgmental and heartless. You and your kids do not need this extra stress and heartbreak right now. Kick her out and focus on healing and moving forward with your family. NTA to the 10th power. I would love to know how your sister thinks a normal person is supposed to react when their beloved spouse dies, especially during their child's birthday. When the spouse has only been dead since last year, following a long illness. Trust me, you're reacting quite normally. Your sister, on the other hand, is displaying incredible ingratitude and callousness. I'm not a therapist, but this sounds like malignant narcissism. If that's normal, then you need to kick the normalcy out of your life. I wouldn't speak to her again for any reason. And the real kicker is that even when she's facing homelessness, she still refuses to even question her own actions. She's not apologizing. She's appealing to your sense of pity. After the way she insulted you, I would not even consider allowing her to stay. If CPS is looking for relatives to take your nephew, and there's no one else, you might consider letting him stay since he apologized. But I wouldn't. But any visits with his mother should be done with an intermediary and off your property. NTA at all. I see where your nephew gets his bullying attitude from. I'm very sorry for your loss. NTA. What is wrong with your sister? You gave her plenty of chances that you didn't need to give to discuss her son's abhorrent behavior. At a time that wouldn't distract from your son's birthday party, and she consistently chose to go full speed ahead with her major F-up. I think it's time she actually becomes a normal person and gets her own place. Edit to add. Some of your family members might object to your sister being kicked out. Just assure them that since they can overlook her and her son's behavior, she can always stay with them. NTA. I'd say 2 days is 3 days too long. NTA. Your wife died. She's getting a divorce, and I'm not surprised if this is how she acts. Your sister is toxic and she has no care that her son bullies yours. Considering what she said to you, we know where his bully attributes came from. She bit the hand that fed her. She isn't sorry. She is just sorry she's getting thrown out. Your nephew can stay at his dad's and hopefully get an attitude check. Your sister can stay at your parents' and hopefully get one as well. You both lost your spouses? In front of your in-laws? Almost hard to believe this is real, since that is so far over the line. Sadly, I do believe you. NTA. You would be if you kept your sister around your kids while everyone is grieving. NTA. What she said is horrible. Completely understand you cutting her off. NTA. You're kind for giving her 2 days. NTA. Your nephew can stay full-time with his father or his father's family. It would be best for him since he is learning her cruelty and bullying. Do not subject your children to her or him. The first birthday without their mother is ruined. They will always remember what happened this birthday and be even more traumatized. Protect them. NTA. She did not lose her spouse, she divorced him. Things get said in the heat of the moment, but she seems to be a bit self-centered. Especially saying that in front of your in-laws. OMG NTA. Good job putting your kids first. She is not a good person to have around, and your son doesn't need to deal with bullying in his safe space. NTA. Your wife. Their mother died. Your sister is so far out of line she can no longer see it. She seems to equate death and divorce as the same thing. She deserves to be kicked out. She is heartless. NTA. First of all, sorry for your loss. The bullying is only going to get worse for your son as his mother is doing nothing to stop it and may even be encouraging it. Even as an adult, she needs to learn that actions have consequences. She is a guest in your home and is not behaving as such. You get to choose who lives in your own home, and if your guests are disrespecting you, then absolutely they can leave. NTA. Let's see. Burn bridges. Say hateful shit. Get upset you'll be homeless. Sounds like a her problem, not a you problem to me. Wow. Just wow. Who yells those things during a kid's birthday party are? Well, ever? NTA. Is this normal for her?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.